about my show. I hope you all are having a wonderful evening and had a great day. We had a nice day today. We worked on this stuff all day and took my kids and the dog to the reservoir to play and ride bikes. And that's about it. Chris is getting ready for his tournament tomorrow. They got a lot of boats, like 26 boats, which is a lot here because we don't have giant Texas-sized tournaments here. But he's got that tomorrow morning, so he's ready to go to bed soon and get rested up. So I hope you guys are doing well. Let me see if I can get my actual person in this video. Sorry, my kids keep jacking with my camera stand. I think you guys can see me good enough here. So I'm going to pull up the feed here so I can see y'all's comments, and I will post the discount code for tonight. Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom. Hi, Arthur. Anthony, I have a website, coloradocustomlures.com. I will post the link at the bottom of the comments. So feel free to go check out my stuff on my website, and that will give you an idea of what my prices are. It depends what you're looking for. I sell a lot of different types of lures. They all have different prices. So that is what I would do if I were you. I am going to post a discount code tonight. It's in the description, and then I'm also going to post it at the bottom of the comments. Like I said, we're going to be doing jigs tonight. So I have a few different colors. I actually have some more skirts on order. And so I'm going to be doing quite a few like this fall in preparation, I suppose, for the spring season, but they'll be available when, as they're made. So look for that. I'm trying to get the discount code off my stupid computer here, but it's not cooperating. Anyway, I don't know what the deal is with that. Come on. It's live 15, you guys. And the website is coloradocustomlures.com. My stupid email's not cooperating. That's where I have all my, wait, there we go. It helps if you look in the right place. So I'll post this at the bottom here before I get started. So first thing you need to know, we're doing jigs. So I have Chris pours the lead for my jigs, and he did some poison head jigs and some football jigs, and he's going to be doing some other like styles as well. We ordered some molds, so we'll have some new stuff, and then he's doing some plastics too, so we'll have some more variety here soon. And yeah, so that's exciting. So you can come and order, just when you order your crankbaits, you can get some jigs and some plastics too. What the heck did I just do? Sorry, guys. I'm my usual confused self tonight. There we go. All right. Now that's all done. I was just trying to get that pinned. So, hey, Richard. Good to see you too. Stephen, hello. Hello, Rodney. Warren, hope you're doing good over in Kelly. Anthony, how's it going? Hey, Joe and Rob. Thanks, guys, for watching. Richard, I don't know what he ordered. I'm not sure what he ordered. I'll ask him, okay, because he ordered some molds, and I know that we have football jigs, and then he has one other style jig, but I can't remember what it is. I'd have to look at it again. And then he ordered some other molds, and then we were gonna do spinner baits, but right now we're not sure what we're gonna do because all the molds are on back order, and we really haven't done a lot of spinner baits. But Chris made like a lot of spinner baits when he used to work with his grandpa's lure company, so he knows how to do it all. But we still have to figure out like. I had somebody helping me with my jigs and spinner baits before. And so we're just going to start doing them all ourselves. And so those craws that everybody loved, those will be making a comeback. They are almost identical to the Zoom speed craws. And so we're going to be doing those again. And then also, we're going to be doing all of our own, like, I just need to source the blades and the skirts and I make sure that I have good quality stuff before we commit to doing that. And that might take me some time. So that's something we're going to work on over the like winter or whatever. So so with the jigs, I started out with some Bulldog Adhesion Promoter. Hello, Mark, Paul. Hey, Rodney. This is Bulldog Adhesion Promoter, and so it works really well to keep paint on metal, because one thing you'll notice is when you paint like jigs or blades or anything lead or metal is that it'll chip, they'll chip easy. So this helps with that. So I always put a coat of that on my jig heads and then also on my blade baits before I paint them. And the idea is just to keep the chipping to a minimum. You'll have to excuse me for just a minute while I grab my white paint that I forgot to grab. And now I'm not going to be able to find it because duh. Here it is. Okay, sorry about that. So, and when I get done, I'll show you guys some of the stuff that I've been working on. So I already finished some poison head jigs, and I did some colors that went with the skirts we already had, but I have some other stuff on the way. So I want to make sure I do colors that match. So I have Adhesion Promoter on these already. So I'm going to go ahead. I have some that are already primed, but I'm going to go ahead and put just a base coat of white on this. You could do Stynol Res as well, but since I did the Bulldog Adhesion Promoter, I'm going to call that my primer. And I'm just going to put regular white on here. I primarily use lacquer paint. I won't use it without a mask though. So during my live shows, I'm always using water-based paints, which is what probably 95% of airbrush artists use. And so it'll, be more applicable to like what people interested in learning how to paint this stuff are going to want to see. Plus, I don't want to kill myself, so we're just going to do water-based during my show. So this is I think this one is a 1/2 ounce football jig. I'm doing 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 right now. We may do some other sizes in the future. We have a 1/8 mold, and I don't remember if he has something heavier, but we have a bunch of stuff, and so that's what I'm starting with because those are the most I found the most commonly. I just lost the feed on my iPad. It just like totally crashed on me. What the heck? Am I still on? That's really weird. Let me check. I'm gonna check my phone to see if I'm still rolling. Yep. Yeah, my iPad just like totally kicked me out of my Facebook. That's weird. I've never had that actually happen before. Is this it right here? Oh yeah, that was weird. Just crashed. So that's how I can see my comments from you guys. And it just kicked me out. So I can see you again. Thanks, Rob. Let's see here. Now I can see him. I did pin my special. Well, it didn't work, I guess. So now it should be pinned, you guys. Single blade spinner baits. Yeah, if you guys want to like suggest what you'd like to see us do as far as spinner baits go once we do them, we're planning to. It's just all the spinner bait lead molds are on back order right now, so I don't know what we're gonna do yet. We're kind of just like figuring it out. And so right now we're just gonna stick with some jigs, and we're actually gonna do chatter baits too. I didn't mention that, but we're gonna do some chatter baits too. I have a bunch of head cords for chatter baits, so that will be coming too. So I did a lacquer coat on these already, but since I'm going to be laying down water-based paint over this white, it works better if your base coat is a water-based. So I'm just doing another like white base coat over top of the lacquer base coat, and that'll help my paint. Water-based paint doesn't like to lay down nice over lacquer sometimes, so I'll just put, if I already base coated it, I'm just gonna put another one on there. I had already done all these poison head jigs. I had already primed them all because I hadn't planned on doing this for my show tonight. So I just went ahead and primed them all last night, and so that's why I'm putting another coat on here right now. Okay, so that they all have a base coat now, so we're just gonna do some color creations, and we'll just figure it out as we go. Right. Hang on, I don't know what the hell I just did. I don't even know what I just did right now. I'm gonna put another coat on here. It's not very white, so I just want it to be brighter. So I have 3 different skirt colors we're gonna work with tonight. I have a shad, I have a blue, black, purple, and I have a PB&J. So we're gonna do some fun heads. I make all this crap up as I go, so you know, disaster strikes, we paint over it and start over. You can take the paint off if you want, but if you have only put like 1 coat on it, you can just paint over it too. You don't need to really start over. Okay, so I'm going to clean the white out of here real quick. Hello, Monty. Do I dip jigs in the Bulldog? No, I just spray it. It sprays through an airbrush pretty easy, but dipping is a decent idea. Honestly, I never really thought of it. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't think of it. That might be easier, but you'd have to pour it out of the thing. It might be easier to dip them, actually. I don't know if it would bead up on the end or if it would just, you know what I'm saying? I guess you could roll it around just like you would with resin. It's a decent idea to dip them. I never thought of it. I've always just sprayed it. But when you're doing like a clear, you know, metal, and you don't want, I mean, I don't know, it just works better on metal. Like, as far as I've tried other stuff on metal, and it's just particularly prone to chipping. And when I clear coat my metal, I always put like 2 thick coats. Well, I do my blades with Tamco automotive clear, because they've got all these tiny little holes, you know, where you put the swivel snap, whatever snaps on there. And so you can't dip it in Illumi UV. You'll never get those holes to stay open. It'll just kind of fill them in no matter what you do. So you have to spray them. So I use Tamco Automotive Clear for that, and I put like 5 coats on it. But I prefer Illumi UV whenever possible. I think it's much more durable than Tamco. There are other automotive clears that are supposed to be really quite a bit better than Tamco, but they're like super expensive, and I've never made that full switch. So I just have stuck with the Tamco, and I just put a lot of coats on. But with the jig heads, I can get away with dipping those in Illumi UV, and it's much more durable, I think. And so I do two good coats of it, and they're really pretty durable that way. Unless you're like slamming them into rocks over and over again, you shouldn't have excessive wear right away or anything. And if you do ever feel unsatisfied with the finish, you know, just message me, and I'll do whatever I can to try and make it right. Always. Okay. So let's go ahead and put some colors down. Let's start with this blue black. So this is a blue purple black with some glitter in the blue, I think, and the purple. Both have glitter in them. So this is a pretty color. And so we're gonna do like maybe a black base, and then I'm gonna do like purple and blue splatter, and we'll see how it goes. And then I can even put some glitter, like some blue or some purple glitter on it as well. So let's do one. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna do the shad pattern on the poison head because there's more space. So I like to paint those to look more like fish because they have eyeballs. So I'll do the more intricate patterns on those. And I'll show you a few of the colors that I did last night because I did a bunch last night. Shipping is so slow right now too. I ordered a bunch of skirts from Jan's Netcraft, and I'm going to try and source the skirts myself, like from the factory, that's just where Jan's gets them. They get them from the factory in China. But I need to figure out which suppliers have the good stuff and which suppliers have the junk before I place orders for hundreds of skirts. And so that's all time consuming. And that's what some people don't realize. They want your supplier's information. It's like, it's a lot of time and effort that goes into figuring out what's quality and what's junk when you're ordering direct from factories. And so that's why we're, as painters, we're not that like easygoing about giving that information out, because it's like we're doing all the work, and it's a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of, effort. So when people are reluctant to share that information, that's why, because that's one thing that takes quite some time to figure out. All right. So all I'm doing right now is making sure I have good coverage with my black. And this is just Wicked Detail Black, I think. Okay, so I just did 2 of the football heads in the black. I'll clean out my brush. Starting my jigs with the powder coat. You won't need a promoter. Yeah, I don't really want to do powder coating. Everybody says that, but I just don't want to do it. And I get good durability with Bulldog. I'm not saying that I have done powder coating. I just don't want to do it, so I prefer to do it this way. All right. Tell me what. I did pin it, didn't I? Yeah, it's pinned now. I fixed it. Sorry, I'm way behind on the comments. I'm doing jigs tonight, Ryan, and I'm way past. Yes, if you're interested in the chatterbaits, feel free to let me know what you're wanting to do. And then there's some plastics I'll show you guys too. And he got some poured. Let's see here. A 3-foot sturgeon. Dang, I wish I could catch a sturgeon. That would be fun. You have some skirts for me? All right, sweet. I would be interested if you got some bulk skirts that you're wanting to offload. I'm definitely interested. Yeah, the supplier info, it's one of those things that a lot of people don't understand. Like people don't understand why you don't want to just share that information up front. But there you go. Now you guys know why. All right, so let's do some blue splatter. So I'm going to grab a cup here. I have these tiny shot glass cups I buy from Walmart, or you can get them at Dollar Tree or wherever wherever has like plastic. If they have plastic cups or whatever, they'll have usually these too. So I just put a little bit in a cup, and then I'm just going to add a little reducer to it to thin it out just a little bit. Okay, and then I'll stir it up with a... there's other ways to do this, and I'm not saying I'm doing it the best way. Some people use a toothbrush. It's kind of like a horror film when you do that because it goes everywhere. So I'm just using a disposable paintbrush, and then I'll just lay it down on a paper towel, and I'm just going to kind of flick it onto the jig head. So normally what I would do is just a bunch at once. Like I do like 20, and I lay them all down, at the same time. Let me see the YouTube video. You can't probably see what I'm doing. I'm going to point this down a little bit. There, you can see a little bit better now. And then I can't see the video on here, so let me see if I can. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, I know the comments probably get in the way. If you just swipe to right or left, you can get rid of the comments. Well, so you can watch this. A trade deal. I'm up for trades. I'm okay with trades, Ryan. For sure, man. I will not turn down a decent trade. If I got something that you want and vice versa, I'm down. I do that. My husband's stepdad has like a ton of fishing stuff. He's got all kinds of stuff. And so sometimes I'll trade him for paint jobs. And he'll give me like some swim baits he's got that he's not using or whatever, you know. Okay, you might have to periodically let this dry. Normally I'll just splatter like a whole section and then I'll just take the hair dryer and I'll just kind of go over them. But these are weird. Like I did poison head jigs last night and they lay down kind of flat, so it was a little easier. These are going to be a little more awkward, I think. I may need to figure out a way to lay them down in different ways. Like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but you know, so that they lay flat or whatever. It's going to be a little trickier, but you know what I'm saying? So they lay like this or whatever. But for now, I'm just going to have to figure it out because, like I said, I've painted jig heads, but I haven't done a lot of it. I've done a lot for Chris, but I haven't done a lot for my store. So this is kind of fun. It's something different. And Chris is always, I mean, he's made his own stuff off and on. So he knows how to do this stuff. He just doesn't have a lot of time. And that's why in the past he hasn't done that much of it because he works a lot of hours and runs ABA. So I have a pile. Oh, you have a pile? Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, you can use a toothbrush. Some people will dip a toothbrush in paint and, like, you know, put their finger and flick it, and it's so messy. It's so messy. Like, I tried that once, and I was like, oh, my goodness. I am not doing that again. It was everywhere, like a horror movie. I think I was using red, so that explains that one. But anyways, yeah, it was a mess. But you could use a bigger brush too. You could use I have other paint brushes I could use. I haven't played around with different stuff that much yet. Right now, I'm just kind of doing this. I'm sure there's a better way. Y'all can suggest better ways if you know one to do the messy splatter. I can splatter with my airbrush too. I know how to do that, but it comes out like a stipple and not really like a big splatters. You know what I'm saying? So they're on here now. And then if you get like some empty areas, sometimes you can just like dot a little bit on too, and then just create some random spots if it looks kind of uneven. And that'll get the job done too. Okay, so let's get these dried up, and then I'm going to do some purple, and then we're going to do glitter clear coat on these. Now, I'll probably be I'm not going to waste a lot of clear coat, but when I do glitter, there is a little bit of waste. You just have to try and only use a little bit at a time so you don't overdo it and throw a bunch away. So I'm going to try and rinse this out actually so I don't have to throw it away. I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to try. It's not going to work. Give me a paper towel. I'm going to put purple in here. So I'm using pearlescent because you won't get coverage with regular paint. So you got to get sorry to step away. You have to use the pearlescents to get them to show up over black. The regular paint colors won't show up over black. So that was Wicked Pearl Blue. And this is Createx Pearl Plum. And those are both like fairly opaque when you put them on thick. I mean, if you put them on thin, like spray them on, they're a little bit transparent, but they show up really good over top of black versus, if I used like a violet over the black, like this is Comart transparent violet, it wouldn't even show up at all. Okay, so back to what I was doing earlier again. So again, I'm just splattering this, and it takes a while when I'm only doing these two to actually hit the bait. Normally, like I said, I have them all right next to each other, so it just kind of, you go crazy and it just lands on them. You can do it like that too and just tap it with your finger. There's a way to do this too. You can hang them all up, and then there's a way to do it with like a wooden popsicle stick. And you can spray a heavy airbrush spray through a popsicle stick and it'll splatter everywhere, but I've never figured out how to do it. I've seen it done. I've never done it myself. So this is fairly time consuming. You paint jig heads all the time? Yeah, I mean, like, we need jigs in our store, and so I'm like, somebody's gonna have to do this. So here we go, right? And then you'll see on the poison head jigs, I do some more like realistic shad patterns and stuff like that. So I'm going to turn this one over. I can't even hit this thing. I'm telling you right now, it's not good. I suck at this. Super boring to watch this. I'm sorry. Let me get this over with real quick and just dab it on. Okay, so you can't really see this very well probably on the camera, but there's like blue and purple splatter all over it. It'll show up a lot better when it's clear coated too. And I'm just dotting some of these areas that you're not even going to be able to see probably very well, just because of the skirt material will be covering it. But then I'm going to do like a glitter. We'll do a glitter clear coat on it. But we're going to keep painting. So I'll come back to that one later. So I'm going to clean this brush out, and then we're going to move on to a little bit of a different color. So I have a PB&J skirt as well. So I'm going to try a couple different base colors for this. I'm going to use a copper, and then I'm going to try like an umber as well. So let's start with the umber. And if it looks like crap, I'll probably use some sepia over it to make it not look so red, but we're going to see what happens. And it's very possible that will happen. So we'll just see. So this is just Wicked Detail Burnt Umber, and it's going to be pretty reddish. So I might have to shade it with some brown. But I kind of wanted it to have a little bit of that reddish color. No, I wasn't planning on just selling jig heads. We can do Ned heads and stuff if you guys are interested in, like, you know, painted Ned heads or whatever. We can do that. I don't know, you know, I don't know if that's something that people would want to buy or not. This is clogged again, because, you know, nothing can go smoothly for me. I probably should have reduced it a little bit. That might be the problem, honestly. It could be too thick, is why it's not spraying. PB&J. You're thinking football jig heads. I can do, yeah, I mean, we can if it's something you want. I'm digging the color. It's a little red. I don't know, we'll see. I might have to go over it with some brown. But first we're gonna do I'm gonna do a copper too, or maybe I should do gold with sepia. Let's do that. We'll see what that looks like. The copper is a little orangey for the PB&J, and I'm not sure about that, so we're gonna try this instead. I focus, yeah. Hi, Roz. Make sure you share the feed if you can, guys. Tungsten ice jigs, I do not. The thing with tungsten is you can't paint it. Paint does not stick to tungsten. And so we get asked that all the time. And I don't know. There might be like one person on earth that's figured out how to paint tungsten, and I'm not one of them. I did ice jigs, you guys. I did them last year, and I tell you what, man. Wow. A lot of work for not much, you know, return. I might order some ice jigs like wholesale and just like, you know, the I don't know what you guys think about this, but you know the what the hell are they called? You know, the ones with the fins on the back. Why am I not remembering the name of those right now? It's escaping me. Oh my god, jig and wraps, like those, and just sell them already painted, not by me. I was thinking about doing that, and they would not be expensive because they're not custom painted, but they'd be cheaper than jigging wraps for sure in the store. And I could just put those on my site. They would come painted already. I'd just be buying them wholesale, basically. An off-brand, but basically the same exact thing. And that's something I could do. But I'm not going to be doing the ones that I did last year. Plus, I don't have any more of those, so I'd have to source them. And I don't think it'll be very easy to source them. So I'm not going to do that this year. I'm getting my brown that I didn't think I was going to need. So this is sepia, so I'm going to do this. I'm just going to shade those with this as well over top of the gold. And so it'll be kind of a pearly brown color. And then I'm going to do over top of that umber. So we'll get a little bit more of a like solid color or whatever. So it's just detail sepia. This is going to be kind of dark. I think what I'm going to do though on this one is I'm going to do like a violet interference clear coat. So it's going to have like a purplish hue to it. Jig heads are cheaper plain and then paint. Not quite sure I understand what you're saying, but I might and I might not. Jig and wraps, yeah. I couldn't think of it. I don't know. The name was escaping my brain for a second there. Anyway, I was thinking about doing that. I don't know if anybody would be interested, but I wouldn't mark them up like hugely, so they'd be pretty inexpensive. Okay. So this is just basically like a reddish brown color, and it should work pretty good with the PB&J. It looks pretty good actually with the skirt. And then I'm going to do it over the gold, sepia over the gold, just to make it a little more brownish pearl than gold or copper. Is what I'm going for. Swim jigs to put your skirts on. Yeah, I mean, we could probably do that. No. Okay. Okay. Sorry. If I'm not answering your comment or your question, I either missed it or I don't understand what you're trying to say. Sometimes I read the comment after the discussion's over, and then I can't remember what it's in reference to. This sepia is really thin. It's just very transparent, so it's kind of slow going to get it on there, but that looks pretty good. So that's like a brownish pearl color, and that's a little bit lighter than the, I'm going to go over it a little bit more. It's a little bit lighter than the other one. Okay. Let me hang that one up and clean this out, and then let's do some purple splatter, and I'm just going to use violet this time versus pearl, because it should show up, I think. We'll see, though. All right. So I'm going to turn my air down just a little bit for this. And I'm going to see if this is needed. I have to check it. So this is giving me like a stipple effect. Here, I'll show you. I'll see if I can show you this. I don't know if you can see the little spots that's creating. See the little spots it's creating on there? Can you see that? So I want bigger ones. So I'm gonna turn my air up just a little bit more. And then you open the my air valve is sticking on this brush. It's not coming out like I want it to. This should be pretty thin. I don't know why it's not working. Let me try my other brush. Stipple can be, this can be kind of a beastly thing to do sometimes. Sometimes splatter doesn't want to work, like it doesn't want to work sometimes. You have to get the air to paint ratio just right, or it won't work the way you want it to. And when I do like my black splatter on my lures, I do that all with my airbrush. So you just pull back on the trigger and then pulse the air out. But you have to make sure you don't have too much air, and you want to make sure your paint is the right consistency, which is usually pretty thin. This stuff is really thin already though. But I might need to thin it again because it's not coming out the way I want it to. Let's try this. If this doesn't work very well still, I'm going to go to splattering it on just for time's sake. So let me see if I can get this to work. It's working. Not the way I want it to, though. So I would get like fairly close if you're getting this fine of splatter. And again, I think pearl would probably work better. I don't know if you can get pearl to splatter, though. But I'm probably going to have to switch to a pearl next time. It's not showing up very good. So there's a purple splatter on here. It's so hard to show on YouTube. That webcam does not like close-ups at all. Okay, well that looked very subpar. So let's try pearl. This hose isn't very long. Let's try pearl and see if this will splatter. If it doesn't, then I'm just gonna use a toothbrush, or I mean a paintbrush. I don't know if it will or not. Pearl, the problem with the pearl is it's got nope. Okay, so we'll just use the brush. It's not going to work. So I'm just going to put some splatter on here. I couldn't get that to work, so another day I'll get it to work, but not today. Let me get this to dry before I move on with that because it's kind of pooling on here. I'm just drying this splatter on here. So it doesn't run. Okay. I just don't want it to run because I got some big splatter spots on it. So that's what I really wanted them to look like. So there's some big chunks on there of purple over the brown. That's what I really wanted it to look like. So I'm going to do the other one like this too. I'm just going to go back, and it just has a little bit of that purple stipple on it that you can't really even see. So I'm going to put some of this on there too. All right. So while I'm doing this, while I'm finishing up painting these, I'm going to turn on my warmer for my resin. So this just has some, these are super hard to see, I'm sorry on camera, but it's got purple splatter in it. So I'm going to hang that up to dry. I'm going to clean this out, and then I'm going to, we're going to paint the poison head too, but I'm going to do that all with the airbrush. And so I'm going to turn on my resin warmer, and then we'll throw some different clear coats on real quick. So I use UV resin, and it doesn't take that long for it to cure. I might not dip these because I have a faster curing resin that's not in that bucket. I'll show you what it is in here in a second, and it might be a little bit faster to do that. So I have a couple different kinds of UV resin that I use. One of them cures really, really fast, and the other one does not. So let me go ahead and do this jig head. So this is the skirt. I have to go with this one. It's like a gold, it's like a gold pearl and like a green flake pearl, and then a black and silver. So I'm going to do like a black gold shad with like a blue interference over top of it. So I'm going to do black first. We're going to go along the, the swim baits, they're 4-inch. So I'm going to go along the top edge here, just along the top edge, about down to like the near bottom of the eyeball. Just like so, just the top half. And I'll do another one just for good measure. I'll show you the ones I did earlier too. These are more fun to paint because they're bigger and they've got eyes, so it's more like painting a crankbait. It gets my skills going. The other stuff is kind of boring in like my book, the splatters and the, you know, the little, I don't know, it's hard to put much detail on. It's hard to put much detail on a jig head, like a football jig head. And you know me, I'm always trying to like figure out a way to put like a ton of detail in everything, make it look super pretty. And sometimes there's just no way to do that really. It makes me all crazy. Okay, so gold again, I'm gonna go ahead and do like a scale pattern on here. So right where I put the black, I'm just gonna take some scale material, set it over there, and then I'm going to do just a gold scale on this. Okay, so okay, make sure that's dry before you take off the mesh. You can PM me about skirts. Oh yeah, so yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on hard to find like skirt colors, you know, for jigs or chatterbaits, what you would like to see that you haven't really been able to find. I'm always interested to see what colors people want. I know some of the basic colors, but some of the less average colors are what I like to do also. So there's your gold scale on the black there. But we're not done yet. Let me do the other one real quick before. This paint has a tendency to dry in the brush. This is Hester's Aztec Pearl, and it likes to like dry in your brush, so you kind of have to move a little fast with it, and then get your brush cleaned out. Otherwise, sometimes it can be kind of a pain in the butt. It's really good opaque pearl paint, but it does have a mind of its own, and it's really not the same as like Createx paints and all the others. It almost has like it has some other kind of chemical property to it that is different. And so it almost is like a rubbery kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. Like it'll coat your brush with like a rubbery coating if you let it dry in there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take some pearl white and do the bottom of this, and then I'll also fill the top in with, I'll go across the top with black. So this is Aztec as well, Hester's Aztec, and I'm just going over the white part with the pearl white and kind of blending that into the to where the scale pattern is, so that you have a nice clean line and it's nice and pearly colored. And then I'll do the other one, and then I'll do the black on top, and then I'm going to add a little bit of a orange. We'll do a little orange chin on it. Okay, and then let me clean this out before it gets icky. I'm going to try and keep this fairly simple, so we're not here forever. Let me go back over this with black and just the top here, and then maybe a little bit around the eye socket area. That came out way too watery really, really fast. Okay. So just doing spine, and then just a little bit around that eye socket area. So we have like, and you'll see that the eye will pop a little bit with that black eye socket area. You don't have to do that either. You can just leave it as is. This paint just is not happy. It wants to just come out all at once. Okay. So there's your shad pattern. So let me clean this black out of here, and then we're going to do some clear coats and some eyeballs on those anyways. Oh, orange. I was going to do a little orange on the chinny chin chin. I forgot. Let me grab an orange real quick here. I have one right here. This should work. This is just a candy orange. Auto-wear candy orange. So just a drop or so should be good. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little of orange on the chin. Black and gold chatterbait, huh? So this is just candy orange, and I'm just putting some on the chin here. So just a little bit of candy orange on the chinny chin chin. We'll grab some eyeballs. And then we'll do some fun clear coats with glitter and some pigment. All right, so eyeballs. These will take, I think, a 6mm, but I'm gonna grab my 5s and 6s. And then glitters are here. So these glitters are, you can get glitters from Walmart. You can get them anywhere they have crafts, and any glitter is fine. But these ones in particular are from, I think, Glitter My World or something like that online. And you can buy these little tiny, like 1.5 ounce containers, and you can get a whole bunch of different colors for really cheap. So, sorry. The chinny chin, yes. Evening, Johnny. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate the feedback. Okay, so I'm gonna throw on this one I'm gonna do a gold downlooker. You could do whatever you wanted, but that's just what I decided to do because, you know, it's gold, and so we're gonna do gold. So they're right here. I buy most of my eyeballs on AliExpress, in case anybody wants to know. Same eyeballs that you'll get anywhere. If you want really special eyeballs, go to Jetson Lure Eyes. Those are custom lure eyes, and they're fantastic. They're also expensive, and they do take a little while to get, but they are definitely worth it. But it just depends on like how crazy you want to get with your detail. I paint a lot of lures, and I would spend a lot of money on eyeballs if I bought his. I buy my frog eyeballs from there, the ones that you see on my frog crankbaits that are so pretty. Those are Jetson custom lure eyes. All right, so battery saver mode on my PC. It is not gonna make it, Chris. He said it would make it, but it didn't. It's not gonna make it. I'm gonna either have to go get the quarter. He's gonna have to come get it. I have to plug it in. That laptop has no battery capacity whatsoever. Okay, so I'm just putting eyeballs on here, and then we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a gold glitter clear coat on this one, and then we'll do like a pearly purple on the PB&J, and then we'll do a glitter on the black as well. I'm stabbing myself. These are Mustad hooks, I think. If they're the ones I bought, they're Mustads. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to do. Is I'll specify in the descriptions if they're not Mustad, then I'll specify, like, I'll specify the hook type. When I post all this stuff, it'll say what kind they are. I have to grab a power cord for this really quick, otherwise my laptop's gonna die. I always plug this in before my show, but Chris said it was fully charged and it was gonna last, and it's not. So you can blame him for this. I had low faith, he had high faith. I won that one, I guess, right? So I'm gonna set these lure eyes aside on the floor here, and then let's get some glitter and stuffs out. So these little cups again are your friend, and I have my resin that I use when I'm doing glitter. I can't reach it. Is Lumino. This stuff cures super fast, so if you want to do like a glitter, you want it to cure really fast, so you can get like a second coat in. This one is available on Amazon. It's called Limino, Limino, and it cures in like 10 minutes max, 5 minutes. I don't know. It's really fast. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit in this cup. Make sure you keep this stuff fully out of any ambient light you might have in your room, because it will definitely cure from like tiny little garage windows that you might have forgotten you had. So just keep that in mind. So this is called Midas Touch. This is just a gold glitter. I also have one from Walmart that's just like a holographic gold glitter. And you can get a ginormous bag on Amazon of like holographic gold glitter for almost nothing. So I'm just gonna dip my like little paintbrush in there, and that's it. Okay, and then I'll just close this back up. And then we'll stir this resin up in the cups. See, there's barely any in there. We're just using this to do the glitter coat. So I'll do the glitter coat first, and then I'll cure it real quick, and then I'll do another coat. And usually I dip it, but I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight, because I wanted to put the skirts on for you too. And if I want to do that, I'm going to have to use this fast curing stuff, or it's not going to be done in time. I have a little bit of the stuff I'm dipping with is a little bit slower curing, and it won't be cured that fast. So I'm trying to avoid the eyeballs here. Usually if I'm doing glitter, I don't put the eyeballs on before I do the first coat of clear with glitter, so that I don't have to worry about going over the eyeballs with glitter, if that makes any sense. And then I put the eyeballs on after the first coat, and then I dip the whole thing with the eyeballs on it. So the eyeballs they'll be secure in place with that second clear coat, and then all the exposed lure area will have 2 coats on it. Okay, so again, this is a holographic glitter, so it really, once you get it in the sunlight, it really sparkles. You're not going to be able to see how much it sparkles on video or in photos. So when I post things like my green gizzard shad lure, that is way sparkly in person, and you cannot see it in any of the pictures or video of it. So it's kind of disappointing and hard to sell things that are like that are so impressive in person, and so disappointing in pictures. Kind of hurts my heart a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't see the glitter on YouTube, and it doesn't look nearly as sparkly in this video as it does in person. So I need these to hang a little bit lower than the hook is going to hang in my lure box. So I just use like a paper clip like this, and then I have lights that I hang my lures in a box over here, and you're not going to be able to see that right now because it's on the other side of my garage. But we're just going to plug that in and let it do its thing and finish the others. Oh, it is so hot in here. I thought I told him it was really hot, and it turned the heater off, and he left it on, and I'm dying. Grayson, will you go inside, please? Thank you. Again, I'm guessing Chris is sleeping because my son is out here again. And that usually means that he's fallen asleep. And I'm on my own now. And my son always wants to be out here when I'm out here for no reason except for to, I don't know, be by me, I guess. Okay. So this is coat numero 1 on this one, and I'll hang this up, and then we'll do some other fun colors. Yes, the pictures, I try really hard to take good pictures, and they still do not look nearly as good as they do in person, and I've never figured out any way to make that better. I mean, I guess if I got like a really high-end camera, and I have a photo booth, but I just don't use it. I don't know, there's just no way to really, every time I had a photo booth and like, it never could get it to look right. I don't have a fancy camera. I just have an iPhone. Just don't have the money or the patience to learn how to use one. Okay, so let's do some black glitter. I just went ahead and wiped that out because I don't want to keep wasting cups. Since I'm only doing 2 jig heads, I'm like, that just seems horribly wasteful. And I have to get a few more. I'm kind of getting low on that, and paintbrushes. So I have a bunch of colors, you guys. You can get all these different colors, and you will not fully appreciate what these look like until you see them in person. But some of these have like, this is a higher chunk glitter. It has bigger flakes. That's not something I use very often. I usually use the really fine stuff. And I have purple. I have purples and blues. So I'm going to use a little bit of purple and a little bit of blue, and we're just going to kind of mix them together. So this is a lighter purple, and we're going to try this and see how that goes with this blue. And this blue has like a little bit of green in it and a little bit of red, and they're holographic. So they have more than one color in them, and they look really good on lures. So you can use a little or a lot depending on what you're doing. Oops, sorry. So this is blue and purple, and this is almost like a pinkish purple. So I'm hoping it'll show up a little better on the black than the dark purple, but we'll just have to see. So mix that in with the resin. Again, you don't really need much, just to do a couple of jig heads. So you can always add to the cup if you need to, but you got to throw away whatever you don't use. So it's not super cheap stuff. So you don't want to waste it if you don't have to. And one nice thing that I like about UV resin is that you can, when you're dipping and stuff, you can hang your baits over top of the can and just let it drip back in to the can, so you're not wasting it, because this clear coat can get really expensive. And whereas when you're spraying, you're spraying clear, you're wasting a lot. When you're using KBS, you're wasting a lot. With UV, don't waste much. Okay, yeah, this is a little sparkly. It almost looks like it has a rainbow glitter on it, actually. I don't know if I like this purple on here because it kind of, yeah, I mean, it's really sparkly. If you could see it in person, you would be able to tell how sparkly it is, but let me see if I can get this light. I'll get this light turned up a little bit. I have a ring light here. Sometimes I feel like it's too bright, but I don't know if you can see that sparkle at all. And it's almost impossible to see anything small on this camera that doesn't look blurry when you put it up close. So let me hang this one up. That looks pretty good. I'm not sure about the pinkish purple, but we're just going to go with it for now. This wire's not bent right. I've been using the same drip wires for so long. They have so much resin on them. Oh, and I'll have to show you what I was working on. I'll show you some of the ones that I did today. They're still hanging in there, so I grabbed one of each so I can show you guys before the show's over what I'm working on. I haven't put them together yet, but I'll show you the jig heads so you can see what they look like. my other black one here. So yeah, this is going to be my life for a little while, I guess. I might paint some crankbaits in between. If there's any crankbait colors that like you're just dying to see done, like colors I've done in the past, I was thinking about doing some more crappies and maybe just kind of updating my pattern a little bit, like white and black crappies, like maybe a batch of each. What else was I thinking about doing? Some more chrome shads. If there's any like colors that you'd like to see. I don't know. It's hard to. Maybe some fathead minnow patterns. That was one that everybody liked a lot. What else? Gizzard shad, maybe. Like come up with a really good realistic gizzard shad. I thought about doing that too. I don't know. What do you guys think you want to see lure wise? Yeah, and the purple green craws. I do plan on doing those purple green craws that I did for Anthony that I posted one photo of like I don't know, a month ago or something. Eventually I'll do those too, but I got kind of burned out on craws. I did so many the last couple months. I did the molting craw, the blue, the blue with the orangish yellow and brown, and then I did the fall craw, the green pumpkin, yellow orangish ones, and I got kind of burned out on those. And I think I need to order more stencils because the ones that I have are paper. Those particular ones that I was using are paper, and so they can't really be cleaned, which is like they're a whole money making gig, right? Like just charge me. I'd rather they charge me $10 more for the set and use Mylar, but they make them with paper only so that you have to keep buying them over and over again, Okay, so they're like, you can just reuse over and over again, just wipe them off. I'm like, I don't think you understand how much paint goes through these in the same spot over and over again when I'm doing them. So this is violet interference powder, and this is going to give it like a violet hue in the light when you move it. And I think most of you know what this stuff looks like because you've seen it on crankbaits that you've bought from the store before. Strike King uses this stuff a lot in their clear coats, and it creates kind of like, that iridescent scale pattern that you only see when the fish is turned a certain way in the sunlight. And that's basically what this is. So we use this stuff a lot on fish because it kind of gives it that look. And I have blue as well. And I thought about doing one of those blue jig heads with a blue powder on it, and maybe the second coat I will, just to see what it looks like. So I might have overdone it, but we'll see. Okay. I'm just going to put, this might be a little heavy, but I'm not sure. And this will look better when it's cured than it does while I'm painting it on. I think with this stuff, you're better off doing it lighter and putting more coats on with the same stuff so that it stays transparent. I don't know if that makes any sense. But anyway, this is like the pearl. You can kind of see how it looks more purple and some, like, as my light turns off on me, it looks more purplish when you turn it. And it's going to be hard to see where you are too because the light's not in the same places where I am. So I'm going to hang this one up and I'll do the next one. And we'll add some purple glitter to the next one. You're participating in my product development right now without your consent, just so you know. And then I just lost my stupid paintbrush. It's not the right one, is it? No. Oh my gosh. You guys. I lost my paintbrush. Did you guys see where that went? Oh, it's right in front of my face. That would help if I looked in front of my face. So I'm going to mix a little bit of purple glitter in here. And we're going to just add that to this next one here. Where did I hang that? Right here. You're watching me on YouTube now. Hey, Brad, what's happening? You don't have shad? They'll chomp on a fish shad pattern anyway. Yeah, this is always product development. Like 9 times out of 10 on my show, and it probably shows because it looks horribly unplanned and disorganized, is because like I'm doing things I've never done before, and you're just kind of seeing me bring life. And sometimes it's patterns that I've done before the show, but most of the time it's not. So I don't know if you like that or not, but if I was going to do planned patterns, it'd be better just to do YouTube videos and post them later. My stupid hair. I got stupid hair in here. This is more of an informal chatting type of thing. Okay, so I'm going to hang this one up. It's got a little bit of glitter in it. So it just has a little bit of a shimmer to it, which actually I like better. And when you see it in person, it's really hard to see up close on YouTube. Kind of doing this on YouTube is a waste of time, honestly, because you can't see anything. It's too small. So let me grab the, let me show you some of the ones that I did last night. Skirts on these yet, but here's, this one was, I don't know, I guess what we're going to call it yet, but this is, I did red splatter on a chrome pearlescent with red eyes. And this is a chatterbait head. So, yeah, these are going to be pretty sweet when they're done. So I did these in like 3 different weights. I can't remember what the weights are. I'd have to weigh them to tell you because Chris poured them. I didn't. And then this one is pretty sweet. I'm super digging this color. So this is the violet with the chartreuse belly and eyes. So that one turned out pretty good, I think. And then the skirt for this one is like a purple with purple interference and chartreuse and white. And that one's going to be sick. And then this one is like a this goes with a holographic chrome skirt. And this one's kind of wacky. I'm not sure. It's like a really chunky silver glitter all over black. And then I did like a fine glitter over black with like a white jewel eye. So that one's kind of fun too. And that gets like it's a holographic chrome silver skirt. And then this is a green, like a green silver shad that I did. So that one turned out pretty good too. And that's just got a chrome pearlescent belly as well. So that should look pretty cool when it's all put together. And this skirt on this was like a shad skirt with some green pumpkin in it. And it's going to look pretty good, I think. So that's that. So let me clean this out and then we'll do our second coat and we'll put some skirts on. I really don't want that glitter in there. I'm going to use a different cup this time. So let me grab my second coat. So I did, which ones first? These ones first, right? All right. So that's not quite cured, but it's close enough. So normally I would just dip these, but for the sake of time here, we're just going to use this stuff that cures faster. You're from the Northwest. You don't have shad, but your bass will chomp a shad pattern. Is that what you're saying, Ryan? That's what I thought you were saying. Or something that looks close enough to one of your bait fish, like a shad pattern that looks close enough to one of your bait fish. Is that what you mean? So I'm going to go over the eyeballs this time. Make sure I get a good thick coat on there. And normally I would just dip these, and then with the eyelet in the front, it's much easier if you keep that clear while you're clearing it than it is to clean it out afterwards. It's kind of a nightmare. You got to use like push pins, T-pins, and like it's just a lot of work. So it's best if you can keep like a Q-tip around, take most of the cotton off, kind of like wipe the resin off from around the eyelet if you get some on there, and then just take a toothpick and clean it out before you put it in the curing box so that you don't ever clog it to begin with. Right now I'm painting the resin on, so it's a sort of a non-issue because I'm not going to get enough on the eyelet to even have a problem with it. So there's my second coat. So it's nice and thick, and I've got plenty of resin on there. So let me hang that one up, and then we'll do the rest of them real fast, and then I'll show you some finished ones. As soon as I can here. If you guys have any suggestions or questions, colors that you'd like to see in chatterbaits or jigs, if you don't want to comment here, you can send me a message. And again, just, you know, giving me a color suggestion doesn't mean that I'm expecting you to buy them either. I just appreciate the suggestions because, you know, sometimes it's hard to know whether people want some really weird stuff or if they really want like some more, you know, go-to colors that they found successful over the years and stuff like that. I mean, it's hard to know which ones to do because it could be either way. And maybe I should just do a little of both, but it never hurts to speak up and give me some ideas because it's hard to come up with these all by myself sometimes. Oh shoot. Oh, I just resined the weed guard hole like a dum-dum. Okay, so this is where a Q-tip comes in handy. I wasn't paying attention. And I just put resin in the weed guard hole. So take a toothpick and like pull most of the cotton off of it. And then just put the Q-tip in there and just like spin it. And boom, it's all gone now. So that's how I got it out. I thought I was on the other side of the jig and I was not. So I just painted right over it. And when you dip them, you'll need to do that anyway. You'll have to clear that out to make sure you don't plug it. Okay, so a nice thick coat on that's on that black one with the glitter. So we'll go hang that one up. We'll let two more hang here, or we'll let these hang, and then I'll do some skirts on some of my my jig heads that I have over here that are ready to go. I just have banded skirts for these jigs, so I don't know how fast these are going to cure for me to actually. Just depends. But we can skirt some of the ones that I did that were finished from today before the show. So, okay, let me make sure I get this covered really good. Grab a PBJ, not the sandwich. Okay. So this looks pretty cool, actually, the purple one for the PBJ with the purple pearl. I don't know if you can really see it very well in the camera, but it looks really good from here. Now that it's cured a little bit, it looks good. And I'll find some other techniques too to try. And crackle is a fun one, but I have never figured out how to do it. I have crackle medium. I should probably try it. Be kind of cool. Like from people that I've talked to who are like very experienced, even more experienced little painters than me. Crackle is one of those things that like it only works about 50% of the time. no matter how good you are at it, you got like a 50% success rate. And so I don't know, it seems like a lot of angry I mean, if it doesn't turn out, what do you do? It's like you just wasted your time, right? And now you have something that looks like crap that you spent all this time on. I don't know. I don't like those odds. So that's why I haven't done much of the crackle. It's not easy stuff to use. Bought it and I never really used it. I think I tried it one time. It didn't really work very good. So I never tried it again. All right. Okay, so now let's throw, so I don't have the right skirts for, let's try putting a shad. We'll put a shad skirt on this one. I don't have the right, it's a long story that I don't want to really talk about right now. So we're just we'll finish this one with this one of these skirts for now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to trim, we'll slide this on and then we'll trim them up. So the long side first. See if I can do this right. I'm not usually the assembler, but I'm gonna have to get good at it. So slide this on your hook over the collar. Oh shit, that is really sharp. This one's already like not looking very good. Okay, now we're gonna have to trim the ends of these off. Sometimes they come trimmed, sometimes they don't. So sometimes you have to trim them yourself. And I'm trying to cut these fairly even, so like just below the split. All right. So there we have, oh, I missed one, sorry. There we have a poison head jig. I think this one is 5/8, but I'm not 100% sure. I have to weigh it. But there he is, nice and pretty. And then once I get done with, just because this is going kind of long, once I get done with, see how pretty that is? I think it looks so beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, it's sweet. I love it. So once I get done, like the ones that I did tonight, I'll post the pictures of them on my Instagram and my Facebook. So you can check out what the finished product looks like. So we're not sitting here waiting for those to cure, but that gives you an idea of how we're going to be doing those this year. So I don't know if that was interesting or not, but it was something different. So those blades that we made and that I painted and Chris poured, they were fish killers for us this past year. Wire tie them. Yeah, I know. I've gone back and forth between that, between the wire and the slip-on. I'm reading here to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Oh, the new plastics. Yeah. Okay, let me show you guys what Chris poured today. So we're going to have, I can't reach some of this stuff. I don't know. Here, this is the best I can do. I can't reach some of this stuff because sometimes he forgets that like he's 6'3" and I'm 5'3". So this is a nice blue shiner swim bait. These are 4-inch, 4-inch paddle tails, and they're solid body. So we have these. Let me find a place to sit those if they're not going to get dirty. Here's the Zoom Speed Craws. This is the larger ones, and that's a nice green pumpkin, black and green flake. So those will be available soon too. Those swim really amazingly. And then this is a interesting color he did. So it could mimic a molting craw. So it's like a sand color or a nude color. So those are the smaller ones. I think one is 3.7 inches and the other one's like 3.3 or 4 or something. I'd have to measure them again because we haven't sold these in a while. But that's just a couple of the colors that he did today. So those will be available as soon as I get them bagged. He did some Senkos in that blue shiner color too. So yeah, so you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Don't forget to check out what's new in the store and use the live 15 discount through tomorrow for whatever you do order. And we will talk to you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.